Hi, this is Dave Bennett. It's February 18th, 2016. Welcome back to theme2html.com. And I want to point out what we're doing now. We have really gotten far into the development of our templates and our landing pages. We have really top quality templates and landing pages. And because Google is moving constantly into the idea that the quality of your website, the technical factors, are as worthy of rank as the content, the images, the videos, and everything else about your website. We really care about the technical factors of our website. So on a mobile phone, does the website load fast or slow? On a desktop or laptop, does it load fast or slow? On a mobile phone, when the website loads, does it take up the whole screen or does it leave a big border or does it not fold into the right size in the first place? Okay. Also, if you have tap targets, that is when you tap your phone on a button, that's a target you're tapping. So if your tap targets are too close together, what do you think that means? That means that you have one or more things you could click on, but your finger might accidentally hit the wrong one because they're too close together. Okay. So all of these things add up to the quality of a website. Now, we are really obsessed with creating the best templates money can buy, and so we have options that are cheap, a la carte. You can start with your own templates or landing pages, and you can get individual services you want us to do for you, and you can do the rest yourself. Okay, or you can go to the pro services, and we can do the full scale services on your website, everything from end to end. And because we've been working so much on our templates, we've really got a lot of ground covered. We make our largest clients really wealthy, and we are doing some incredibly powerful stuff. Now, question is, what haven't we done yet? We really reached the point where we pretty much are doing everything right. HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap, image compression, minification. And so we went through a number of things and just said, what else can we be doing better? And we hit a new level of standard even beyond what we've been looking at before. So we can really rate better than we have. So let me show you the ones that we've done so far. There's Validator. There's the HTML Validator. Most programmers never will show you this page because you can use it to see the errors in the websites they made you. And so this is a big deal. So this is one of the first tests that we did with people and showed people how to use. What's another one? Google Mobile Checker for checking the mobility of your web, or the mobile friendliness of your website. Okay, the responsiveness to make sure your website looks good on a mobile phone. What else? There's another one. Do this one. Do page speed test. Page speed test. Do that, and you get PageSpeed Insights, Google Developers page. And again, we can do another check search, and this is where we hit all this new level of stuff we hadn't been doing before. And we said, ooh, these are many things that Google recommends now. And you know what that means. If Google recommends it today, they're going to require it tomorrow. It's going to become standard. And like these other two things, most people in the US don't really know about them and don't really know how important they are and don't care. Now, it's not so much true anymore for mobile friendliness. Okay, people have been catching on and they've been adopting. And the seesaw effect is you're going to go up in rank or you're going to go down in rank. If you have 10 guys on the front page and guy number 4 bumps up to guy number 3, well, that just means guy number 3 bumped down to guy number 4. Okay, you go up or you go down. Okay, so if you have a bunch of new results pile onto the front page, then a bunch of results that used to be on the front page will pile off. They'll get knocked off. Okay, so always keep up with Google recommendations because you're going to stay on the cutting edge. It's kind of like getting the inside scoop on what Google really cares about. Now, just because you have no errors, just because you're mobile friendly, just because you have all the PageSpeed Insights taken care of, doesn't mean you're going to be number one. I'm just throwing it out as a disclaimer to remind you. These are algorithmic counts that add up towards a whole score. Okay. You also have to have unique content. You can't borrow it from someone else and you can't spin it. It has to be handwritten. If you don't do it, you have someone else do it, a copywriter, or we do it because that's our job. We write your content for you on websites we make for you. Okay. Unless you don't want us to. If you're going to handle your own content, that's up to you. That's no problem. It's just up to you. Now, having said that, Let's take a look at PageSpeed Insights. That gave us a whole new world of things that we are now working on. Our clients are paying us to fix their old websites with the new standards, okay? Because this is new. We haven't ever done it before, but now we are. So check this out. Let me see. Chicago plumber. Let's say I was going to do a search for a Chicago plumber, and I'm going to look at some Chicago plumber websites. Just want to see what these things look like. I'm going to look at that one, that one. I'm jumping ahead, right? That one, so I can keep the video short. Okay, those are the ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's kind of how they're ranking, top to bottom. All right, let's just take a look. Okay, and I haven't checked everything about these sites, so I don't know like how many pages they have on them or whatever. But let's see where they're at. Okay. By the way, I really should put this back up, Chicago plumber, because I do want to point one thing out. There's one really clear reason that one guy's ranking worse than another guy. Look at this guy at the top, 54 is his mobile speed. See, it's red, yellow, green. If this was green, then this would be like in the 90s. If it was yellow, it would be in the 70s or the 80s. Red, that's 54, 66, I think 65. The cutoffs in there somewhere. Okay, desktop, also red. You know how some businesses naturally get searched for on a mobile phone more? Some get searched for on a desktop more. If you're yellow on a mobile and green on a desktop, but you expect people to use a desktop or a laptop to read about you, then you're probably fine because it's okay with Google. Mobile is a different ranking criteria for Google than standard desktop ranking on Google, just so you know, okay? And if you have mobility issues, they can hold you down. All right. So anyway, what do we have? We have different things to keep in mind. There's red things that they suggest you fix, yellow things that they suggest you fix. Okay. So these are like danger, must fix kind of things. These are, we suggest that you fix these kind of things. And then these are, you know, you ought to fix these kind of things too. Okay. So the three biggest numbers to keep in mind, 54, 61, and for user experience, it's a mobile readiness check, 96. Try to remember the numbers, by the way, 54, 61, and 96. Okay. Now, real quick, size content to viewport. See this? See how there's a thick border around it? That means the content's too small. It's not using the full amount of space. If it did use a full amount of space, it'd be easier to read, easier to hit the buttons, etc. So they should size the content to the viewport. This isn't about design. This is about functionality. Okay. And then size tap targets appropriately. If you don't know what a tap target is, it's this simple. When you reach up and hit a button on your phone, you're tapping with your finger. That's tapping. So a tap target is the thing you're trying to hit with your finger. And why do we say trying to hit? Because a lot of people's websites are scrunched together all wrong. Their tap targets are smashed together. And you go to hit one button and you accidentally hit the other. That means the tap targets need to be sized appropriately. Okay? That's the idea. Now, we're talking about minify HTML, minify CSS, optimize images, reduce server response time, minify JavaScript, leverage browser caching, eliminate render blocking JavaScript, and so on. There's some other things here too, mostly the same stuff though. Very often the stuff that fixes one will fix the other. All right, now what's the point? This is the top guy for the search on Google, which means if I had as much content as he had, and it's unique and handwritten, and if not spun, and if I have a good page title and meta description, I've got some basic SEO built into the page, I could outrank him as long as my technicals are better than his. That's what we're doing here at Theme2HTML. We are mastering the optimizing these as high as you can get them for each website in a sensible way. And so, for instance, we looked at Apex Plumbing Chicago. Now, let's take a look at these guys. These guys are not ranking as high. Let's see if their numbers are as high or better. Remember, 54, 61, and 96. 54, 61, 96. Let's take a look at this guy, though. See if he does better or worse on this set of factors. If it's better, then he needs to do other stuff. You know, his copywriting's wrong or something else that we ought to take a look at. Oh, it is better. 5461, right? This is 59, and this is yellow. This is in a good area. Yellow's fine. Green's great. Yellow's fine. 72 out of 100. Okay. 59 and 97. So you'd say, okay, these factors are slightly better, but the guy's ranking lower on the page. I'll show you why. Top guy probably was here first. What's he say on his page title? Chicago plumbers, plumber Chicago, Illinois, and 24-hour ... So this means the least, the 24-hour ... part after the pipe. But the first two, Chicago plumbers, plumber Chicago, Illinois. All right. The next one does not repeat the wording up in here. It says something a little different, which is good. That's what Google wants to see. This definitely says something different than either of those. Okay, this starts to get a little closer to one of these, but not really. It's still different. Okay, way different. This starts to get closer again. And that's kind of why it's down a little ways. Now this is the second one we looked at compared to the first one. Now we see the problem. Plumbing Chicago is close to Chicago plumbers, but not exact. So let's just look on. It's kind of like a iffy. Plumber Chicago IL is Plumber Chicago IL. Oh, basically identical. And then this John Bathke kind of fades off, so that doesn't matter so much. So Google's comparing Chicago plumbers, Plumber Chicago IL, with Plumbing Chicago, Plumber Chicago IL. It doesn't want these two next to each other. The page titles are too similar. Get it? You don't want your page titles to resemble the page titles of other guys already on the front page, because Google won't want to put you up there. Because you know how weird that would look if all of these things said the same thing and you were supposed to choose which one to click on? That'd be strange. Google's not doing its job in that case. So if these guys were using these titles, they were here first. But if you look at the quality of their sites, you might say, hey, I'll bet I can beat them. Because even if this was identical to that, then we could make this thing outrank if we did enough stuff right to this website. Get it some proper backlinks, but even take care of technicals, take care of coding errors, take care of getting a video on the site if they don't have one and these guys do have one. Get them some social media links if they don't have it and these guys do have it. Any combination of events can add up. If they're borrowing the video from YouTube, but they hand make their very own video, it's going to have a higher score than theirs. Okay, so if you get enough higher scores than the next guy, you can outrank them. So this is part of the research, is just seeing how hard it's going to be to overwhelm someone else. Get more pages on your website than the other guy, all talking about the thing. Okay. All right. What about this last guy? Let's take a look at this one. He's got videos and everything else. It's kind of cool. You know, you can look them up and down and just see what we see here. All right. So let's take a look at that one. What do we have? 59, 72. Let's just take a look. Uh, 64, 55. Yeah, he's down there. Even though he has 100 user experience, which is awesome. See that? This thing is sized to the viewport properly. And the tab targets are separated from each other, so you can't accidentally click on the wrong thing. Get it? But what's going to be his biggest problem? These need to be improved upon, period. That's all there is to it. Okay, so there you go. We're getting into it. If you're curious how this kind of thing physically looks in files, like minify HTML, enable compression, you can read about them. And by showing how to fix, you can see what they're all about. It's pretty fun studying this stuff and understanding it. It's pretty fun understanding minification, too. There are different levels to minification. See, if we minify fully, a programmer can't change the file. But if we don't minify, then it takes too long to load. But there are happy mediums that have been invented to handle both groups, all right, that work. In other words, you can partially minify a file, and it will take care of 90% of the page load speed difference, okay? And it'll be enough for you to probably live with. And you can go check your rank out. If you still want to go further, you can go further. We have invented a way of minifying files and then unwrapping that minification in case our programmers need to make changes. So we have actually thought ahead and said we can fully tighten up minification on everything. And then we can still unscrew that minification, so to speak, if we need to, to make some other changes like to the CSS files. Interesting stuff. All right, short answer is we make it possible for you to also have this involved in the quality of your pages, and it's worth it. If you go to our website, like I said, in the Pro Services, it's already embedded. If you go to buy any templates or landing pages, anything at all like that, and you choose to get one, you buy it now, then it's optional. You can get it on the page when you're choosing what you want to buy to go with your new template. And if you get it, it's right here. Priced at $100. It's a lot of work to go through all of these things and fix them. Try reading about these and seeing what's involved. It's a lot of work. Now, having said all that, I'll say this. It's the best money you can spend. For those of you who already got templates from us and you're saying, hey, Dave, can you do this to mine too? Come buy this. Then just shoot me an email telling me you bought it, which website you want it for. Many of you guys have very many websites, so I don't know which template you want it for. You got to let me know. But the point is that we can do it, okay, for whichever template, whichever website you really care about the most. We'll do it on your templates so that all of your spin-off websites, all of your exported websites will carry those new standards. And you can go overwrite your old websites with the same feed forms if you have them in order to overwrite the old websites with the new minified, compressed, all the right changes to make all of those websites stronger. Now you might think, is it worth $100? The answer is it's probably the best $100 you can spend in terms of marketing. Why? Most people are out there spending money on marketing trying to get some sales. And what you really want to do is spend some money once to get a boost in your rank. Rank on desktops and laptops, rank on mobile phones. This is the best $100 you can spend at once as far as that goes, because it will satisfy all these criteria for a one-time payment on your templates that you can use for all of your websites spun off. So they all have much higher tendency to rank. They can show up faster on mobile because they load fast compared to most of the competitors. Okay. Again, 95% of America doesn't do this stuff. Go look at website after website and you see red, red, red. You see all these errors. You see all these things people need to do. Some things are done really well for the user experience and it looks great. You can tell that the programmer got paid well and wanted to make sure that the client was happy with how it looked. But we go further. We go in and do this stuff as well, the hard stuff. And this is going to have a lot to do with rank. In other words, you can have the same looking website, okay, and it can either rank or not rank. It can act the same, feel the same, touch the same, everything can be the same. But you could have two identical ones. One's really bad in rank and the other's really high in rank. And the one that's high is the one that's paying attention to all the little factors that it needs to pay attention to. All right, guys, just letting you know, we've reached the point where we're dealing with like the final top end corporate quality things that Google's ever going to care about with your templates anytime soon. And by taking care of those, you just weed out any other factors that are holding down your rank so you can focus on whatever's left that's holding down your rank. You don't have to question, maybe it's this. And I've seen it. I've seen guys create completely unique content, put really nice page titles up, make sure they have a lot of pages, do everything right. They're like, oh, I'm just not ranking against these other guys. Why not? And literally have no idea why not. They've gone and got backlinks and made sure they have unique business name, address, phone number combinations on different websites they have. And they're like, how come I'm not ranking? This can be the reason why. This all by itself might be the reason why you're not ranking. You might just be doing worse than other guys with similar quality websites in your neck of the woods, right? Your industry, in your area. What do you want to do? You want to weed all that out, right? You want to get right down to the nitty-gritty and not have anything else to consider. Well, page speed is a really big deal for Google now, just like mobile friendliness, just like getting rid of errors in your coding, right? The best websites we're putting out and our biggest clients are paying us strong money to revamp all their templates for these new level standards. And you should follow suit and do this too, because if Google's recommending it today, they're going to require it tomorrow. While they recommend it, they're trying to say, look, we're not dinging you too hard in rank on it now. But if you don't keep up, later when it becomes required, it will truly ding you. And you don't want it to. You want to be on top of it. You don't want it to hit you. You want to be on top of it by already being there. It's easier to get up there first than try to climb up there later when you fell. All right. There you go. That's the whole pitch. This is fun stuff. It's good stuff. You're getting the best quality templates for the money when you buy from us. Um, yeah, we really just have a lot here for you. The next video I'm going to put out is going to be about even more. So just keep your eyes out, because now we're done dealing with the technicals of websites. This is the last thing we're doing for website technicals. What do we do after website technicals? We get into some really amazingly different areas. Now it's time to talk about networking all the sites that you buy together, all the sites that you develop together. Okay, you can do huge things on relative shoestring budgets, and by that I mean $5,000 to $20,000 for very large scale visibility in the nation. Okay, huge projects for limited budgets. Okay, you can work your way up from the ground, and you can cover that ground fast. We're making it as good as it gets. We're doing all the copywriting for you, all the SEO, all the quality of the website, the page speed, etc., all the technical factors, and the networking of the websites. Putting them on a dedicated server, doing backlinks with them, coming up with directories of our own, vertical and horizontal, and classified ad sites. Stuff that we have going on is awesome. So if you're buying the websites now, you're getting the best websites we're ever going to be producing anytime in the near future. Okay, and now it's time to turn our attention. Now that we have perfect websites, turn our attention to what more do we do? And that's going to get into standard backlinking, which we've already started, reviews, which is going to go into that too, but then a whole new layer, which is pretty amazing. And I'll go covering that stuff in the next videos, and you'll see where all of this is going. It's really wonderfully huge. We've been following the lead of some extremely large clients, nationwide leaders in the industry, and so we're learning how to take over at a national level, what it really requires. Um, a lot of work to get there, but oh, is it worth it? And you guys get the benefit of following along, because we take what we get from that training and those developments and feed them back into our tools for you guys. Okay, so we're producing ever better products and projects than you've seen before. It's fun. It's fun. It's amazing. Hang in there and have fun picking out the templates you want. You're really going to want to do this sooner or later. You're going to want to get templates. You're going to want to get landing pages if you want landing pages to go along with. Okay, I've got a video up about landing pages. You can look for it on the videos page. If it's not up there now, it'll be up there soon. Okay. By the way, the videos page is pretty much intact. We have all of these basic topics, okay, covering all of these things that you want to know. Okay, and it's neat because you get to learn tons about what we have here with these videos. We've got more coming up. Yeah, you're gonna like this. So hang in there, get yourself into the game, get rolling, follow our lead, do what we say, and you're just gonna take over industries, and you can write your own tickets with that. You can make money for yourself. You can make money for others. It all adds up. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy the ride. Hang in there, enjoy the ride, and we'll see you on the other side.